Guys, welcome back. Today we'll be talking about the MACD, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence. We'll go up here to Studies, Edit Studies, and then over here type in MACD, just the first one right up here, MACD. Add it in. You can keep all that as is. Then hit OK, and you'll see the MACD is down here. You got all the information you need. This just helps determine the trend more. Like I said, it's the moving average convergence divergence. So just like this, the SMA, these are moving averages right here, these bars and lines. So what the MACD shows is trends. How it shows these trends is through these moving averages and the crossovers, and then these crossovers right here with the bars. So we'll go ahead and zoom in right here at the first couple hours of AMD this morning. So you can see the moving average as this is being bought up. The MACD is getting bought up right here as well. You can see this thing starts to peak out right here, and you could see the MACD turns from this highlighted green bar at the top to this sort of dull green bar. You can see it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, just like here, bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger, all the way up to the top. You can see this sort of shows that it might be peaking out and that it's on its way back down. So you can see the bars get dull and it keeps getting sold off. And then you can see right over here it crosses over. So green means an uptrend, red means a downtrend. You can see right here you have the highlighted red bars. Although they're not as big as these green ones, it still shows a downtrend. You can see the downtrend peaks right about here. And then you get these dull red bars, which means that it's going to start turning up. You can see it starts to uptrend. And then right here, you get the MACD trigger, which means that it's like a full-on reversal from red to green. So you get that reversal and it starts uptrending again. Once again, you have these highlighted green bars, and then they turn dull and start flattening back down, and you can see then there's a full-on reversal. You can see these highlighted red bars get big, and they get bigger, bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and bigger as the sell-off keeps happening until at some point there's a reversal. You can look at the moving averages right here too. This might be a good indicator and one you might want to use. It just depends on the plan you make for yourself when trading. You could see right when this crossover here happens from red to green, there is also the 9 moving average right here crosses over the other moving average. So this crossover also shows signs of a trend and reversals. You can see right here when this huge buy up happened, not only were the bars green, but you can see the blue crossed over the white and made a huge pull up, just like it did here, and then it sold off. And you can see it did the opposite right here. It went from green to red, the blue crossed down below the white moving average, and this sold off completely. And before we talked in our first group, we talked about finding supports and resistances and how this SMA can be used as a support like it was here. Right here it didn't catch a support, so that's why you want to use multiple indicators such as the MACD and the SMA and knowledge. So what happens is it sells off, and you might think this will be used as a support as it was here. And you can see it looks like it might be because the MACD, you can see the lines are getting bigger, 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 and then the next one, it's not as big. You can see it follows like this shape right there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that so you can see the next line, but this one's sort of flattened. So you might think it's going to hold this as a support, but it never confirms it. You can see the MACD does start to turn down and get these dull lines, but the moving average is still below the white moving average. So that wouldn't be a good time to buy. Yeah, it might be used as a support, but you can see it wasn't. It tried to be, and then it got rejected and sold back off all the way down to here. But you can see at this point right here, this would be a really good time to buy in because the stock moved from red to green. The blue trigger, or the blue moving average, crossed over the Y moving average, triggering a good time to buy. So now instead of buying here, thinking it's going to reverse, and then losing 1.41%, you're buying here and gaining upwards of 1.4%. So it's all a matter of a waiting game and understanding when it's confirming the trends. And we're in the 1 day 1 minute right now. This can be used on any time frame. This right now will go up to the 184 hour. And we'll look right here. So you can see we'll start right here. This thing, it crossed over and started showing an uptrend. The blue crossed over the white moving average, and it turned from red to green, and it started an uptrend all the way up here. You can see right here they started to dull down and get smaller in MACD, and there's a small reversal right here. The blue crossed over the white, and it started selling off. It doesn't come all the way back down to the SMA, but you can see the MACD bars are starting to curl back up, which it does right around here. And everything here is now showing signs of a buy trend again. So you can start buying and you'll make 17% on that trade, or continue to hold and keep following this trend of higher lows. It goes up, pulls back, but it stops right around there. And you can see that through the MACD as well. And then you buy here, and then you can pull all the way up here. It comes down, but only goes as low as that. Rides up again, pulls back, and only follows as low as that. And you can see all of those become supports, and those are where the MACD reversals start to happen. So right here, it's high, gets sold off at the lowest low, comes back up. Here, the same thing, high, low, and then back up. And that is how you use the MACD as another indicator when trading.